here with my main women, Toree McQueen and Sarah Hutchinson. So Toree and Sarah and myself were on a call together last week, and we were chatting about kind of some high level like team building. You know, Toree is in the process of building a team. She had some great questions. We were like, we should really be recording this because we know that if Toree has questions, then the odds are that many of you do as well if you're thinking about scaling a team now or in the future. So we thought we would go live today. Toree's got some really good questions. Sarah, who is our sales manager and responsible for onboarding and for training, mentoring, what else? Like so many different.
You,
me, Cully. It's a full-time job.
Yep.
So she's the brains behind the scenes with regards to training new agents and kind of scaling there. So she's here to be able to add value to those questions, and I'll jump in as needed. So Toree, take it away.
All righty. Okay, so obviously I called you guys because my main goal is to kind of get to where Clayton is eventually-ish, basically to where I can phase myself out of transactions full-time. And in order to do so, I realized I need more agents. So that's when, we've met with you. And my first question is, you are a sales manager. Can you kind of define your role and exactly what you do?
Sure. So I'm in charge, like Clayton said, of recruiting and interviewing.
Okay.
Getting them on board. I also train them in the first 30 days. Once they're finished with me, I have other support people to help with the ongoing training.
Okay.
Who are those other support people?
So the other support people I have new agent mentors. Because what I figured out was learning in real estate is ongoing.
Yep.
And when you train somebody in the first 4 weeks, they're going to forget what they've learned when they need to apply it. So we realized we needed someone in the field who could be with the agent and answer the phone at 10 o'clock at night when they needed to write an offer and remind them to go to our training videos so they can go through all the electronic signing and all that kind of details for them. Okay.
Somebody that wasn't Sarah, Toree, and
exactly.
And just to give a little more context, just so people know, Toree. So we have a real estate company with how many sales agents and staff?
Total we're at 25.
So we're 25 agents and staff today, but we're in like big time scaling mode. Like we are looking for the right people each and every day, Toree. And we can. I mean, shoot, we have the capacity today to go to 50, like today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Toree, you started off this conversation like saying, you want to get to kind of where I am. First of all, be careful what you wish for.
I don't want to be you, Clayton. I just want to get to where I'm out of transactions and I've got a team of people helping me. Yes.
Well, you're a busy mama, and I have I love helping people scale and get to the next level. But to what we're building, what I realized early on, Toree, was the more I pulled myself out of the real estate equation, this business, the more effective the business ran. And it's because I could not, each of us have, we call it GWC. It's get it, want it, and have the capacity to do it.
Right.
So I get it, I want it, I have the capacity to do it with sales, but not with training, not with onboarding, not with team building. So I knew that ultimately I had to leverage that. And then as we grew, we had to create leverage for Sarah if we were going to be effective. So it's for the people that are listening, I want to make sure that, and you too, Toree, I want to make sure everybody understands that it's ultimately like you're working yourself out of a job.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
If you want to scale and be able to focus on other businesses, other opportunities, your family, traveling, it's about owning a business instead of the business owning us.
Exactly.
Which is the way 99% of real estate agents operate for life. And there's a better way. So I just wanted to give a little bit of context there.
Yes, which is why I got you on the phone, because I'm thinking I want to go big, but I want to go big now. I don't want to wait 5-10 years before I start looking at it this way. So how do I find a Sarah? How do I find a sales manager to kind of step in when I'm at this stage? Where do I find one? What do I look for? What's appealing to a sales manager? What's going to get them working with me?
So one of the things I'm going to tell you, Toree, before I go there is that, I've been with Clayton for a few years, and he started with a buyer's agent, and then he had admin help, and we were going at the speed of light. Okay. So I would have to admit that we made mistakes in the beginning because we were just selling, and not putting a structure behind what we were doing. So you who are starting where you're starting, don't do that mistake.
Right.
Everything that you do, this has been the biggest help for me, is everything you do or everything a buyer's agent does that needs to be taught to somebody else, have them write it down and have them video themselves in that moment.
Yes. That's
Because
what we're doing right now. So that's what my operations manager is working on right now. All of our processes. I'm filming myself doing addendums, writing contracts, things like that, so that we can make sure that we're having that so people can just refer back.
Right. And you want that person, whoever the first person is. Do you have an agent yet? I feel like you said you.
I just onboarded my first agent. So he's new. He's not in, he's fully onboarding this week. He's already signed his ICA. He's with EXP, but we're getting him onboarded onto the team now. But he's new and never done a transaction before. So that's a whole nother thing.
Right. But you're videotaping and everything. You're doing all the right things. When I'm looking at people, I'm looking for a combination of people who are going to want to move beyond and do more. Okay. And then I'm looking for those people who like to sell. Okay. So it's a nice combination. So when it's time to get a little bigger, you need more help, you pull the person up that's really been looking for more leadership opportunities.
Okay. So start with agents first. And then once you start growing, pull the agent that has those skills.
I would.
So yeah, 100%. What I wrote down before Sarah started talking was number one, core values.
Yeah.
And mission. Okay. Mission statement, purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote down go big. And so core values are going to establish the kind of people that you're going to be in business with. And I know you're already working on that. You may already have them established, but I did not realize how important this was. Every decision that we make, certainly from a hiring perspective, Toree, they have to make it through our core value filter. You and I have talked about this. If you somehow make it through that filter, and you're not aligned with our core values, we're going to find out, and it's going to be a short-lived experience with our company at Mission Realty. And then the reason you go big is because leadership is going to, if you're hiring based on an established set of core values, then you're hiring like-minded people. Now, you're not hiring you. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. You don't want to hire you. No. Typically, you want to hire people that. So for us, it's do well, do right, do good. Those are and have fun. Those are our four core values. Okay, and we have some sub-core values associated with each of those. But you keep them really simple, but they have to be something that means something to you. And then mission statement is to improve lives, families, and communities. And Toree, we mean it. Like we look for ways to give back to the community. We look for ways to give back to our agents, and we look for ways to serve. So because of that, we're hiring people that are like that, so that it becomes sticky. I said before we did this. Before we went live, we're trying to track you down because you just were MIA. And I was saying, Sarah, would you say that we have the best, we are hiring more agents and we're retaining more agents than we ever have? And she was like, absolutely, yes. And it's core values and it's mission. And when you go big, see, most of us just think, we just think too small. We just think too small. So it's like, I want to sell 20 houses a year. I want to sell 30 houses a year. Well, why not sell 300 houses a year? It's really, you're doing the same thing. It's just serving more people, and you're going to need more leverage and more systems and more leaders in your organization. So when you go big, leaders are going to show up.
Okay, so they'll show up. Now, where are you finding these agents? Like, how do you go and find? And with me I'm going to be building my team completely virtual. So I can really be here locally doing some of these transactions, but I definitely want to think bigger and just build. But where's your experience in like where to find these great agents other than chatting with the people that I'm doing transactions with or newer agents? I mean, where are yours coming from for the team?
Let me just start and I'll let you.
You can start, yeah.
Yeah. So again, when you set a big vision for your business, Toree, again, it's like, so in my experience, most people, including myself, when I started thinking about team building, my vision for a team was, 3, 4, 5 sales partners, a transaction manager, and that was that. Okay. When you start thinking bigger and you start thinking in terms of 25, 30, 40. Now, again, not everybody's going to want to go there. And I get that, but this is for the people that potentially do. So 25, 30, 40, 50 sales partners. Then, what was the question?
Where do you find these?
Well, where do you find them?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, you begin to realize when you set your vision at I'm going to hire 50 agents next year, guess what? You got to figure that out. So what we did, it's what you focus on expands. So then everything that we do, like the main thing is attracting the right people into our business. So we use WiseHire, we use Facebook. All of our agents are attracting,
yes.
And part of that, just to be transparent, is EXP. I mean, right? Yeah. So the model has set our agents up for success. It's given them incentive to go out there and talk to other agents about this opportunity.
True. Yeah.
Agents outside of our team with EXP.
Agents outside of our team with EXP. We've got
a lot of referrals from there.
Yep.
Go to your real estate schools, do presentations at lunch or coffee break, whatever they do.
Yeah. Again, when you go big, Toree, because most people they're just not. So that's a great point. So now that when newer agents are onboarding with EXP, we'll have other agents that are in our market that are with EXP that will call us and say, hey, I've got a new agent, or I have somebody coming into the business, in some cases experienced, and they're looking for a team.
Okay, I'm seeing that on the groups. So just kind of let them all know, hey, I'm looking for people.
I'm hiring. Yes. Okay. You should have that like plastered on your forehead.
Okay, perfect. Sounds
good. You can't be a secret recruiter.
Yeah.
Just like you can't be.
Now, how does what does it look like to onboard an agent on the team versus EXP? And how much of the EXP training do you use versus your own team?
Okay, so the onboarding is done through our Traineel, which is an online training, and I just have it all built out step by step. Okay, which takes them.
What do you use for that?
Traineel.
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 Yeah, or Traineel if you talk like Sarah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that gets them through D4, through EXP, joining Mission Realty. We do have a team agreement they have to sign along with all the EXP paperwork.
Right.
So that gets them on board, with us. What was the rest of that question, Toree?
How much of the EXP training stuff do you use?
So
I don't want to overwhelm people with like jump in EXP. I mean, it is a benefit of being EXP, but if they're actually on like a team environment, how do I use EXP, but not, I don't know.
They're excited when they're brand new. And so I work with them and I urge them to stick with me, learn our CRM, learn our local rules and regs. And here's the great thing. You can watch any of the training for EXP that they provide because it's fantastic. You can go into the world and they do that on their own time.
Okay.
Okay. So it's always there as a supplement, but we have so much going on right here that I keep them pretty busy.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, how to split that up, because I don't want to just send them to just more videos. I kind of want to get them hands dirty, hands in,
Yeah.
get them on the phones, get them doing that kind of stuff.
If it's something is especially important or you think is going to be really good, then I'll highlight it and send it out to the team to say, hey, you may want to jump into the world.
Yeah, and we're going to be, by the way, Toree, we're going to be breaking this down in our Level Up, our private Facebook group. We'll be breaking this down moving forward, piece by piece, like every little piece of the system that we do, and we'll make a unit out of it. It'll like be a team building unit, because we don't have enough time today to get into all
so much.
But yeah, it's I learned something recently about what you just said, Toree, with regards to overwhelming agents. We absolutely don't want to do that. And we can't, it's back to the culture piece, Toree. People will join us for various reasons, but they will stay with you because of your vision and your mission and your core values. Okay. They'll stay with you because of who you are, what you stand for. It's the glue that holds you together. Otherwise you're just offering leads, which anybody can do. That's why it's so important to establish, like, what do you stand for? Our agents know that we mean, we lean into our mission statement, and we mean it. We are going to improve lives, families, and communities. And by the way, if that's not your thing, then you don't want to be a part of our team.
Right. Well, and what does your team include and offer your team agents? And then those splits, what do those look like?
Okay. Well, like Clayton was saying, the culture, which when I get people here, they just say, I've never been anywhere like this.
So let's unpack that just a little bit more. So they get Sarah. So they get a dedicated sales manager, which is, again, it's somewhat unique. It's very unique, actually. Sarah is very unique. They get John Tiller. So John is our general manager. Okay. And again, we can break down, in a future Zoom or whatever, all the little details with this. They get pieces of me, Toree, with regards to, so I'm really, really big on personal development. Like, that's kind of my shtick. I've always thought that real estate is easy. And this is the other really important part that I think, people that are watching this, it's like, man, why can't I get my agents to perform? Well, if you come at it from another angle and realize that in many cases, it's the agents have a lack of belief for whatever reason that they can pick up the phone and they can successfully, make these calls. Or if they make these calls that people are going to hang up on them. And if they do, their soul is crushed and they'll never do it again. So a lot of it for me starts with the foundation of, listen, man, if you really want to make it big in this business, and then for things to actually change for you, then you first have to change. So it's working on the foundation of, okay, like spiritually, whatever that means for you. Is that circle flat? Financially, like, so we talk to our agents about wealth building, about paying off debt, about, how to be better stewards of their money, investing in real estate. We're teaching our agents how to do that. We're teaching our agents, so it's the whole picture. We're making them better people. And because of that, again, they want to stick around because they're not getting it anywhere else. And so, to be clear, if it was just me, then they just get this little personal development piece. That's not enough. But because when you go big, you're going to have more leaders than you know what to do with, Toree. And here's what's so cool about this. Then you have to create opportunities for your leaders so that they don't bounce. And then that's where the growth starts happening.
Right.
So she teaches the real estate. She does stuff that I don't, it's GWC. I don't get it. I don't want to do it. And I certainly don't have the capacity to do it, which is why we pay her to do it.
Right.
Am I touching you too much?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like my mama.
Yeah, we're 1099 over here.
So I guess my question is too now, because I chatted with you about this, Clayton. Like, I didn't start with a team. With EXP, you can do so much and you can do it so different. So, with your big team or other big teams that I see, they just like bring on all over their people and then they can grow. For me, let's say you're starting out just now, what would you do now and what would you have changed, or what, like, first step to growth? Like, what percentage of the time should I be in transactions and what percent of the time should I be out, like, hitting the ground running on like recruit? Or is that just a loaded question?
No. So I can speak to what I have personally, done, and what I've learned from others that are kind of, doing what we're doing. So for me, Toree, and you and I have talked about this as well. For me, it was paying off all of my personal debt. Okay. That gave me I was able to sleep better at night and step out of production sooner because I paid off all of my debt while I was in production.
Okay.
So I worked my hiney out. Like, that became my one thing, Toree.
Okay.
Was paying off all of my debt, including my mortgage. So that when I decided to step out of production, I wasn't as concerned about temporarily taking a step back as I would have been had I had, right? So again, that's what I did.
Okay.
Now it doesn't, clearly there are plenty of other ways to do it. There are lots of agents that leverage debt, and that's fine. That's if they're comfortable doing that, that's great. But it still goes back to the same thing. It's just setting up your vision for the next 12 months. And I just had this conversation with another agent before you and I went on. A lot of agents we just think too small, man. Like, so they'll say, I want to sell 20 houses next year when they sold 10 the year before. And I'm like, no. 100.
Yeah.
Or if your goal is 100, no. 250. Because it solves so many problems. Like, so when you're growing and when you're committed to growth, the numbers begin to work out. They start to work out when you're really committed to growth. Leads are easy to generate, Toree. You and I both know leads are very easy to generate.
I don't have a problem with that. I need people to take them.
Right. So team building is not as difficult as everybody thinks it is, but everybody goes about it including myself. I went about it the wrong way. I would just hire people just to hire people. Sarah's been with me for a long time. We would hire people because I was so stressed out and I just wanted to get a job off of my plate. And then I would give it to the wrong person. And not only would I eventually get it back, but financially, it can really hurt you. Right. So that's back to, I didn't define what our company stood for. I didn't have any core values. I didn't have a mission statement for our team. And I keep bringing that up because it's literally the glue that makes this, that holds this thing together. It's what attracts people to us.
Right.
Otherwise, we're just a lead generator.
Right. And so once you have your mission, and once you have that, do you just start spreading it? You just start spreading it, and then it just starts turning into something.
Right. Yes, I saw it. So yes. So one of the things my coach, my new coach, a guy named John Cheplack, is teaching me is to tell the world. And so you're telling the world not only that you are hiring, and this is why you want to hire. So you're putting your vision and your mission out there, and you're going to attract like-minded people that way. But you're also educating the masses. Okay, and this is like next level, Toree. It's like you're good. Like you are like, for those of you that are watching, like Toree is really good. She's a really good agent. She's super sharp. So Toree, you need to put that out there for not only for your community, the buyers and sellers to see, but for other agents to see.
Okay.
And if I were you, I would create a business page, a Facebook business page, and then just start going live with Like, this is what my company is. This is what we do, and just teach and teach and teach. And you're going to start attracting agents into your world because you're out there giving more than anybody else is.
Right. Okay. Just give. Video.
Yeah, just value. And then to answer your question about production, you're going to know when it's time. Like, financially, you're going to know when it's time, when you're ready to step back. I mean, I was team building while I was still, selling 85 homes a year personally.
Oh, ew. See, I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
That's like, ugh.
But listen, you don't have to. You don't have to. That's what I did. Glutton for punishment. But you'll know, man, if somebody's listening to this and you are financially strained, then you probably need to sell houses for a little bit.
Right.
While you're team building. If you're financially super stable, then you can step out of production a little bit sooner and just go team build. And then depending on what your strengths are, you might have to bring somebody in like a Sarah to help you with the onboarding. So guess who was responsible for onboarding and for training and for all this stuff before Sarah came along?
You.
And guess who sucked at that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you're taking yourself. The one of the keys to team building is getting yourself out of all of these positions, so you can focus on what you're truly. It's what's your gift to your business.
Okay.
And when you can stay in that lane, that's when the magic happens, man.
Okay. Great.
Did that answer the question? I tend to go off.
I mean, yes, all of that. Yep.
Thanks. You may have been asking a more pragmatic question. I wasn't quite sure.
Well, okay, Sarah, here's another question for you.
Yeah.
I know you're going to go over this later, but what key systems do you have for your team that are because right now, you have your CRM, your lead generator, your CRM, and you've got, I've got a system to track all my numbers so I can see conversions, numbers, all of that jazz. What other, it sounds like you've got the train UAL, what are all your systems that you have?
So we use Trainual, and we use CTE. Okay, CTE, which tracks the entire business.
Okay, CTE.
Yeah.
That's $19 a month or $29 a month.
And it tracks everything.
Yeah, we like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sierra Interactive.
Okay. Yep.
That's our CRM. But again, the more that I find out about KV Core, I'm just a huge fan.
I know. Well, and it's
Firepoint, Commissions Inc. Listen, a database, as long as it's one of the top 5, you've got Boomtown, you've got Sierra, you've got Commissions Inc., you've got Firepoint, and you've got KV Core. If you're plugged into any one of those, then you just have to use it.
Yeah, it's just about using it to its, yeah.
Right. But you get KV Core as part of your member. I don't know why any agent wouldn't use it. Certainly as an independent agent, a single agent, why they wouldn't plug into KV Core. Yeah. But Toree.
We have some accountability reports, and that's all done through Excel. But other than that, that's it.
The accountability reports are through Excel.
Yeah.
So those are some of your scorecards, when you're talking EOS. Those are your.
Did I send those to you? I don't think I did. Okay.
So what we can do is we can post them in the Level Up group, Toree.
Yeah, I'd like to see what scorecards just to.
What you're monitoring and tracking.
You want to send that to me and I'll post them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Toree, here's the deal. It's not complicated, man. Our CRM, we're just generating more leads than most people are. What 600 to 800 depending on the month?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there are teams that generate 2, 3, 4 times that. But here's
and you're only giving 25 per agent.
100.
100 at a time. Okay. But 100
Go ahead.
each month? Or,
100 at a time in their individual database.
right.
We make sure that they get at least 25 new leads a month. And then we have a huge pond that they can fish in, which are they're leads that I call, they're just marinating out there in the database, ready to buy yet, but they will be. And they can go into the pond at any time and just fish away.
Okay. Are we able to see those lead procedures or the lead like rules to see how to best maneuver those? Or
We have a very long rule routing list for all our leads coming in because they're being directed to different places and different people.
You mean within Sierra?
Within Sierra.
Do we have that in writing somewhere?
I can do a screenshot of it.
perfect, easy.
Screenshot? Yeah.
Mhm. I do. Yep.
And I think it's just for me, I think it's just going to be diving in and just doing it. Obviously, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So that's why I'm trying to ask all these questions but it kind of just seems like you keep saying, Clayton, just go big. Just go.
Yeah, it's got to go. I mean, just decide you're going to do it and then go do it. And you're going to continue to add. Once you decide, Toree, you're going to ask that's like doing what we're doing right now together today. Once I made the decision, then, and my brain decided to follow, then I just had to figure it out because I was going. So I would get on the phone with people that were there. I would coach with people that were there. I would mastermind with people that were where I wanted to be. But listen, if you want to, what we just talked about last at our huddle on Friday about ducks and eagles.
Right.
Yeah. So eagles, like if you want to be eagle, go hang out with eagles, man. But if you want to be a duck, don't go hang out with eagles because they'll freaking eat you. They'll eat you. But if you want to have $100 million a year producing team, then go spend time with people that are producing $100 million a year. And better yet, go spend time with people that are producing $100 million a year that are incentivized to partner with you and to spend time with you and to pour into you.
Are you trying to convince me to go to Cabo?
That's the relationship that you and I have.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. No, all of this is awesome. And I just need to dive in, man. And as far as leads go, so you're getting 600 to 800 leads. You got 25 agents. You got Zillow leads. I'm sure you got Google leads, radio leads. Are these all just, how many different sources do you pull from?
Oh, Google, Facebook,
Dave Ramsey, all these.
Referral exchange.
Yeah, if you're not an ELP, then you should look into that referral exchange.
Effective agents, ideal agent. It's off the top.
And these are all referral. Like anybody can sign up for these, right?
Yeah.
Except for Dave Ramsey.
They actually, they'll send you an invitation and then you sign up with them.
Okay.
Home Light's one.
Yeah, but here's the deal too, Toree. I was listening to a podcast the other day from a guy his team sells 2,900. They'll sell 2,900 houses this year. They're on pace to sell 2,900 houses this year. Okay, which is a ton.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they are all in with internet leads, Facebook, Google AdWords, all in. Okay, so that's where they spend the bulk of their and they smash it. And here's what he said in his podcast, and I thought it made a lot of sense. He said, the minute I heard brokers and agents, not brokers teaching their agents that internet leads suck, and agents saying internet leads suck, the more that I heard, he said he just went all in.
Yeah.
He just went all in. And now they smash it. Instead of having, what's the industry average? Well, it's 1% to 2%. Yeah, they're at 10.
Conversion, 10% conversion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they treat these leads because they treat them like people. They treat them like they don't. The mindset is not, this lead, these leads all suck. It's there are people behind. There are people that need help that are coming into our world. They may not be ready today, but I'm going to build a relationship with this person and treat this person like a person, so that when they're ready, boom, then we're in.
Right.
So you don't have to. The point is, for those of you that are listening to this after the fact, you don't have to do radio. You don't have to spend $200 a lead on Zillow. You don't have to. You can go spend $4 a lead, $5 a lead, but you got to treat it like a relationship, like a person.
Right.
Instead of, this is just I'm one person. I got to generate 100 leads to close one deal. You got to be kidding me. No. If you think like that, then those are the results that you're going to get.
Right. Right. Awesome. Yeah, no, I think that's all of this is super helpful. I'm just hopefully next time I get on the call with you, I'll have a few people under my belt.
10
10 at least.
10.
10. Yeah.
10. Yeah. Why not, Toree?
Why not?
Yeah.
Have one, might as well have 4. Same thing.
Or 10.
Or 10.
All right.
Or 10 or 20. Yeah.
So,
No.
so we'll be breaking this down, Toree. Like we're about to go like hardcore video,
Perfect.
breaking this down within the Level Up group. Sarah's going to send me the information you asked for. I will post it along with this video, and I'll tag you in it as soon as it's uploaded. But really appreciate you. So here's the deal, guys. Like Toree's just doing it. So Toree came to me not that long ago, and she was like, "Okay, how do I build a team?" and I was like, "Here you go." And now she's doing it. And I promise you, she's going to do it because she's committed to doing it. So if you want to go, then you got to go. Yeah. You just got to take a step.
And if I don't go, Clayton's going to stop telling me how to go. So
maybe, I don't know. I'm still gonna. You want to go, then we're gonna go together. But the point is, like, just think bigger, man. You know, I love this, and let me wrap it up with this because one of my favorite new authors, his name is Mark Batterson, and in this book called Chase the Lion, just this one little phrase. He said, go after a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. So in other words, make your vision for your business or your life so big that there's no way that you can do it without divine intervention.
okay. Hey.
Why not?
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
All right. I hear the kids.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you, Toree.
Bye,
And,
Toree.
All right. Stay
awesome. I'll
safe.
respond to that information.
You're so welcome.
Have a good